Like the day when the Prophet ﷺ was born. You know, those enemies of the Rasul ﷺ who were not touched by the light of the Prophet ﷺ inside the beginning of the human narrative. You know, that's why you hear the tradition of Iwan Kisra. You hear the tradition of the actual the throne of Kisra that is housed inside of the great palace of Kisra, that irtajas, that it begins to shake, shudda, with the birth of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, shrouded inside of darkness. That's why you'll hear the shurraf, that you'll hear that the balconies that are inside of the Iwan, the palace of Kisra, 14 of them, each and every single one of them come crashing down upon the day the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was born. I know the symbolism is that the seat of power is being shook by the birth of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The symbolism is that 14 of the leaders, the Kisra, the leaders of Persia, one by one are going to fall unto the coming of the army of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam inside of Persia. Before the Prophet heard upon the birth of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his grandfather Abdul Muttalib, when he summoned to the house of his son Abu Talib, and he takes hold of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and kisses the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is the trust I will place in you, he says to Abu Talib. And then thereby he takes the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to the Kaaba. And he makes dua for the Prophet ﷺ, the Kaaba, and yuhmad fil ardi was sama, that he be praised upon earth and likewise praised inside the heavens. وَيَطُوفْ حَوْلَ الْكَعْبَةِ Abdul Muttalib, that he begins to circumambulate the Kaaba. And he says, as he circumambulates the Kaaba, he sees every single idol, 360 idols that were affixed to marble by lead by the devil himself. Hakada, they say 360 idols that surround the Kaaba, and he sees every single idol mysteriously begin to fall. Hakada, he sees Abdul Muttalib. Bewildered by this, he goes beyond Mecca to one of the Christian monks whose name is Isa, and he asks Isa, and he informs Isa about what has happened. Isa simply asks Abdul Muttalib, Hal wulid al Mawlud, has there been anybody born? And Abdul Muttalib says, yeah, my grandson, Yani Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib. And Isa simply says to Abdul Muttalib, I knew that he would come from you. I knew he would come from you. The Prophet at the end of time would manifest from your loins. Hakada long foretold the manifestation of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. But likewise, we also know upon the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we see how the unseen world is likewise affected. We see how the devil himself, the throne that he places upon water, as well as the Prophet ﷺ tells us inside of the Sahih of Imam Muslim, that the devil يَضَعَ عَرْشَهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ, that the devil has placed his throne upon water. In another riwayat inside of the Musnad, يَضَعَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى الْبَحْرِ, that he's placed his throne upon water. Hakada, the devil. And some of them argue that it's inside of the Bermuda Triangle, the throne of the devil in and of himself. And so the devil now, with his throne upon water, he finds that mysteriously his throne has collapsed inside of the water in and of itself, inside of the sea in and of itself. Mysteriously. You know, the devil, who has a complex with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself informs us, هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, yani he is the one who created the heavens and the earth. وَكَانَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ, and his throne was upon water. Hakada, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Like the day when the Prophet ﷺ was born. You know, those enemies of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam who were not touched by the light of the Prophet ﷺ inside the beginning of the human narrative. You know, that's why you hear the tradition of Iwan Kisra. You hear the tradition of the actual the throne of Kisra that is housed inside of the great palace of Kisra, that irtajas, that it begins to shake, shudda, with the birth of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, shrouded inside of darkness.